Hi, this is Joel Joy from CST department second year. I am going to do the 7th experiment in the programming in Java lab. I will show you the question. I have been given the 4th question. I will read out the question for you. Write a menu driven program in Java to automate the ATM operations by demonstrating the concepts of interfaces and create custom exceptions to deal with the following situations. A part is invalid PIN number is entered more than 3 times. B part is withdraw operation when balance amount is less than withdraw amount. Now I will show you the program. First I have made an interface named ATM which has 4 abstract methods. The first one is withdraw method. It has an argument of type integer and return type void. Then another function check pin to check the pin number. Here we pass the pin number as the argument and it returns a boolean value. Then we have another function check balance to check the balance. It returns an integer type value. Then a function deposit is there to deposit some amount into the account. The amount to be deposited can be passed as an argument over here, and it returns nothing, so it's void. Now I have implemented this interface in a class called ATM operation OP. So here there are 2 attributes. One is pin, it is of data type integer and it is a private attribute. The next one is balance, it is also of type integer and it is a private attribute. Now I have made getter and setter methods for these variables. Now I have defined or overridden that withdraw function from that. I have implemented that withdraw function from the ATM interface. The argument this is to be passed by the user from the main function. So the I will be deducted from the balance and the balance is updated. The current balance can be shown to the user by using the system.out.println. Now I override or implement the check pin method in this class. It returns a boolean type return type. The pin number is passed over here as an argument. We use the double equal to operator to check whether the pin number is correct or not. If it is correct, then the boolean value true is returned. If it is not correct, then the boolean value false is returned. Then check balance function is implemented over here. It returns an integer type value. Here it simply returns the balance attribute. Now deposit function is there. Here the amount to be deposited is passed as an argument and this object's balance is assigned balance plus the amount to be deposited. So the balance is updated. Now I will show you the main function. Here I initialize a static variable count. I declare it. Then inside the public static void main, that is the main function, I declare the variables to be used in this program. Then I use a scanner class so that we can input values from the user. Then I create an object of type ATM operation class and short it as ATM OP. Then I use the system.out.println to ask the user to enter the pin you want to set. The pin entered by the user is stored in the variable pi using the scanner class object and the next in function. Then the object's set pin function is called by passing the argument pi, that is given by the user. Then I ask the user to again enter the pin. The pin entered by the user is stored in the variable j using the scanner class object and the next in function. Then the count variable is incremented. If then I am calling the check pin function of this object and passing the argument as j, which is the pin given by the user. This function checks whether the pin is correct or not, and it returns a boolean value false if it is not correct, and it returns a boolean value true if it is correct. So accordingly this if statement will be executed. If it is true, then the user can proceed with the ATM operations. The ATM operations are withdraw, check balance, exit, or here I have added another function deposit. Then the option given by the user is stored in the variable I, and using the scanner class object we can store it. Then I am using a switch case statement where the option given by the user is passed is the case over here. If it is 1, then the user is asked to enter the amount to be withdrawn. The amount to be withdrawn entered by the user is stored in the with variable using the scanner class object. If the amount to be withdrawn is greater than the balance, then an exception is created using the try catch block. Object of type exception is thrown and it is catched, and using the system.out.println we say the user that the amount to be withdrawn is greater than the balance. Otherwise the amount to be withdrawn is passed as an argument in this method withdraw of this object. Then we use a break statement to come out of this switch case statement. If the option is 2, that is to deposit money, then the user is asked to enter the amount to be deposited, and the amount to be deposited is stored in DIP variable using the scanner class object. Then the deposit function method is called by passing the argument that contains the value given by the user. Now if the case is 3, that is to check the balance, using the system.out.println and the check balance function of the ATM OP class, the balance can be printed. If the case is 4, then we just exit this loop. This can be repeatedly asked to the user, and these operations can be performed by using an infinite while loop. If the user enters a wrong pin, then the count variable is incremented, that is over here, and if count is less than 4, then the using the try catch block, an object of exception class is thrown and it's catched in the catch block, and the user is told that using a system.println the pin is incorrect, and from here the control goes using the continue statement. The control goes over here, and again the user is asked to enter the pin, and likewise the count variable is incremented. So if the count is if the count becomes 4, then The user is told that a pin is invalid using the system.out.println, and no more attempts are allowed. Now I'll run this program and show you the output. Let's set the pin as 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Now I'll first deposit amount to be deposited, let's say 1000. Now I'll withdraw. Amount to be withdrawn is like 200. Now we'll check the balance. Balance is 800. Fourth one is to exit. So we have got the correct output. Now enter the pin. Yeah. Now I'll enter a wrong pin. The pin is incorrect. Then again I'll enter a wrong pin. Again it is outputted as pin is incorrect. Again I'll enter a wrong pin. See, 3 attempts are already over, so the program is already here. The control comes out of the program. So invalid pin, no more attempts. This is displayed using the try catch block and the system.out.println. Thank you.